Hi, my name's Sue Larsen. I'm one of the co-founders of MEDirect. And in this video, I'm going to show you how a booking is made on the MEDirect booking platform. And I'm also then going to go ahead and show you how the MEDirect practice management system works from a medical expert's perspective. So I'm going to just go ahead now and share my screen. And what I'd like to do is show you a couple of things that are tools that help you and your case managers choose the correct medical expert for your case. First thing I'm going to show you is the individual doctor's web pages. MEDirect has been established to facilitate direct engagement between you and your medical experts. What that means is if you've got a question or if you need to communicate with your medical expert, we want you to do it directly with them rather than through us. It's our belief that the best communication is direct communication, and that every time there's an intermediary involved, the communication is delayed, and there's a higher risk that that communication is altered in some way that may change the way a message is portrayed between yourselves and your medical experts. So the best communication for solid and trustworthy case outcomes is communication between yourself and the medical expert for whose opinion that you're paying for. So we encourage direct bookings of doctors, and we also understand that often in medicolegal, the medical experts that you're choosing are just names. You don't often know who these individuals are. So we've built individual web pages for each of our doctors, which show you who the doctor is. It introduces their locations, their particular areas of expertise. We include a abridged bio about the kind of injuries that medical expert will assess. And most times we also include a video bio, which gives you the opportunity to virtually meet the medical expert and listen to them as they introduce themselves and discuss the kinds of injuries they assess, how they can help you manage your claim, and how they like to approach their medico-legal interactions with examinees. Now, when you come to a medical experts page, as you're seeing here, this one here is medirect.com.au/the doctor's name, Dr. Todd Gotthelf. If you come to this page and you want to make a booking by selecting the Make a Booking button, either here or here, when you go through the selection process, it will only show the bookings for this particular doctor, Dr. Todd Gotthelf. And that's because the assumption is that if you've come to the web page, that you actually want to book that doctor directly, and that you will pin that page for future so that you can come back and book that doctor again. We also understand that there are going to be times when you don't really know who you want to book. And in that instance, you're going to want to go through a filtration process where you will put a whole range of search criteria forward. You'll put the kind of expert, the kind of injury, the kind of accreditation that you need them to have, and you will do a search on the platform to find a range of experts that will meet your search criteria and a range of appointments with a dates and time availability so that you can liaise with your examinee. So I'm going to show you now how to do a search through the MEDirect platform to find a medical expert, and then how to go ahead and make a booking with that expert. So you can either, from the doctor's page, click the MEDirect logo, or you can come straight to medirect.com.au. Everybody has their own unique login. When you work through MEDirect, you're working through an Amazon AWS portal. What this means in layman's terms is it meets the highest of Australian security measures. It's the most secure form of electronic platform currently in existence, and it meets all Australian Privacy and Health Record Act requirements. This basically means that it's very, very difficult for there to be a breach of confidential private health records through the platform. We encourage all of our doctors to work through the platform. We do not work through paper-based mail, through email, through faxing. All documentation is uploaded through the secure platform, and doctors access all of this documentation online, again, through the MEDirect secure platform. So let's go ahead and log in. I'm going to go and log in as a case manager, for example, or a lawyer or a paralegal. Now I have my own unique login, and this login has been set up with certain rules applied. So, for example, those rules could say that I'm a team member and that my team leader has access to my files in case I'm away or I'm sick, and my team leader needs to jump in and grab a report or manage documentation or communication between a doctor and myself or my team leaders or my team leader, so that we can keep communication going in my absence. So it's set up with various rules. The rules also extend to where invoices need to go. Everything's automated so that we can reduce human error. All right, we're now on the booking platform under all the bookings that I've ever made before. And so I can scroll down and I can see all the bookings that are coming up. And I can also go across to the completed bookings tab, and I can see all the bookings that have been made and that have now been completed with the reports dispatched to me. So we always keep a record. It's MEDIRECT's requirement that we hold these records indefinitely. We absolutely meet Australian requirements to hold these records for a minimum of 7 years, but we will hold it beyond that in an archived format. Let's go ahead now and make a new booking. Now, the platform accommodates a whole host of different clients, whether they're insurers, self-insurers, DVA, HR managers, lawyers from defendant side, plaintiff side. We cover workers' comp, motor vehicle, medical negligence, public liability, you name it, any form of personal injury or medicolegal. The MEDirect portal has doctors who will service that area. I'm going to make a booking as an insurer of a state-based workers' compensation scheme. Now, what you just noticed is the platform fast-tracking the booking, and that's because it remembers the last booking that I made. This is a time-saving measure. If you're constantly logging on, you don't want to constantly have to say, I am an insurer of a state-based workers' compensation scheme. You're always going to represent that. So we fast track through those bits of information, but we do allow you to come back and change it. And that's for the purposes of, say, lawyers who might be a lawyer, and on one occasion they might be doing a motor vehicle case, on another it could be a Comcare, and on another it could be a historical sexual abuse. It could be any manner. So we do allow you to change it, but we do fast track your last booking to make it quick and easy for you to go ahead and make a booking. So I'm going to say I'm an insurer of a state-based workers' compensation scheme. I'm going to go ahead and select Western Australia for now as an example. I book the kind of assessment, and then I go ahead and I book the kind of specialist. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of segues or branchings that we've built within the platform. The first is for orthopedic surgeons, and this is to avoid those issues where you might send an examinee to see an orthopedic surgeon for a shoulder injury, but that orthopod only does knees. Or similarly, it could be a psychiatrist for a bullying and harassment case, and that psychiatrist doesn't do bullying and harassment. So the system allows you to select the specific kind of specialist you need when it comes to orthopedic surgeons and psychiatrists, and it will only retrieve those specialists that meet that specific niche criteria. So what we're looking at right now is orthopedic surgeons, and we're looking at a whole range of injuries. I could pick just one kind of injury, or I could pick a couple. I could pick lower leg, knee, foot, upper leg. I could pick a handful of different injury types, and it will search through the database and it will find an orthopedic surgeon who does workers' compensation in Western Australia who can and is accredited to do knee, lower leg, upper leg, and foot. Or I could just leave it as one search criteria, which is going to be the usual scenario. I'm going to quickly show you what psychiatry looks like, just for the purpose of this example. And you can see there's a handful of branching under psychiatry as well. So you could pick, for example, adolescent psychiatry if it was a teenager who happened to be working in a fast food outlet, or it could be somebody who's got pain associated with their claim or PTSD. The system will then trawl through and it will find the correct match of psychiatrists. All right, let's go ahead with our demo I'm going to now pick my dummy specialty. This is a live platform, so we make it close to impossible for our actual referrers to pick a dummy specialist. So I'm picking my specialist, Dr. Samantha Jones. The platform, of course, accommodates telehealth, but we give you the option to state your preference. If you say that it will be telehealth, it will only retrieve specialists who will conduct telehealth assessments, and similarly, if not, if you select no, it will be a face-to-face. I'm going to select yes. I'm going to select the location. Now, please be aware that when a booking confirmation is made, it will display the time of the appointment in the time zone of your examinee. So if, for example, you're making a booking for somebody in Perth and the specialist is in Sydney, the appointment confirmation will be in WA time, in Perth time, for the examinee, but it will be in Australian Eastern Standard Time, Sydney time, for the psychiatrist located in Sydney. So all of those adjustments are automatically made. You don't ever have to second guess about what the time of the appointment truly is. All right, let's go ahead and make a search. Now the system's found a couple of doctors. I'm going to go Dr. Samantha Jones. Let's imagine I know Dr. Jones and I like her. I've used her before and I want to go ahead and make a booking with her. Now, if I don't know her, I can click on this and it will open up her web page, and that web page will generally have that video bio that I showed you before at the start of this video presentation. Okay, under Dr. Samantha Jones, we can see the one booking or one available slot on the screen. It shows the next available appointment, but if that doesn't work, you simply click on the button, show more appointments, and it will expand to show you every appointment that Dr. Jones has available on her diary. Let's go and select the 12th of August at 12 p.m. The system will hold that booking for you for 20 minutes. And that's to ensure that if you happen to forget you've started the booking, you go off to lunch, you get distracted with a phone call or whatever, that appointment will be returned back to the pool of available slots so that other referrers can go ahead and choose it. But we give you 20 minutes, which is ample time. Once you whiz around this platform, a booking will take no longer than a minute to complete. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to complete the examinee details. Okay, now I want to draw your attention to a couple of things as we go through the completion of the booking. The first is that you can arrange an interpreter through the MEDirect platform. We use a group called EasySpeak who will then directly bill you for the interpreting service, and they have a very wide range of translators available for you. You can also note whether the report is urgent, put a due date in, so the doctor is alerted to the time at which you need the report. You can add comments about the examinee or anything that you need the doctor to know. And you can also choose who the report is to be addressed to. Now, for most insurers who have a case manager booking their own cases, you will always say, yes, the report is to be addressed to me. But if you've got a scenario where you've got somebody who does the bookings for you, you might tick this one. Is the report to be addressed to you? No, it isn't. And then you can put in the address of the case manager or the lawyer who's undertaking the case, and the assessment report will then be made out to that person whose details are filled in here. I'm going to go and select yes, the report is to be addressed to me. And then the system asks me to upload my information, upload my case documentation. Now, you can press an upload button, or you can simply grab all of your documents like this and drag it and drop it into the field on the screen. And you'll see each of them start to download onto the platform, and it will give you an instant confirmation that the documentation has been received by the platform. Now, a couple of notes on this. You don't need to upload any documentation at this point in time, you can go ahead and make the booking, confirm it, submit it without having any documentation booked whatsoever. You can submit some documentation if that's all you have, and you can come back later and you can finish off uploading all the documentation once you have it. So there's no requirement to upload everything at once. You can just drip feed it one document at a time. There's also no limit to the file size, and there's no limit to the kind of file. You can use Word, PDF, JPEG, WAV files, anything really. The system's very sophisticated, and it takes all manner of documentation. All right, I'm going to go ahead and select next. Now, this point here is really important. The system is designed to give you reminders to increase the likelihood of an appointment successfully proceeding. So the system will ask you, is all supporting documentation uploaded? Now, if you say no, the system will go ahead and allow you to submit the booking. If you say all supporting documentation is uploaded, that's fine as well. But what will happen if you press no, not all documents are uploaded, 10 days prior to the appointment, the system will start to send you reminders, and it will say, hey, don't forget, you need to finish uploading all of the documentation for this assessment. The same reminder will happen 7 days prior, 5 days prior, and 3 days prior to the examination. And we recommend that you don't turn the reminder off until all the documentation's been uploaded. It's our objective to try and minimize cancellations, late cancellations. We know that you've invested a lot of time, and so has the doctor, and we want to make sure that we increase the likelihood of the appointment successfully going ahead without unnecessary cancellations. So be sure to only select the button to say that all supporting documentation is uploaded once it actually is. In this instance, I'm going to pick this button here, not all supporting documentation is uploaded. The system then enables me to go ahead and confirm the booking. At this point here, if I notice any errors in the booking, I can go and press edit and just make the corrections before I submit the booking. Let's go ahead and submit it. We need to wait for the button to revert back to the full blue color. And then it will take me to the screen that's a confirmation that the booking's been made. I can hear emails dropping in. That's the system sending me the auto-generated confirmation of the appointment. But let's go and have a look at that. We're going to go into manage a booking. Now, I've obviously got a lot of bookings through the MEDirect portal. I want to go and find the booking that we just made. So this little symbol here, that's our funnel, and that opens up the search fields. You can see these search fields here. When I press the button, they now appear. So I'm going to enter in the claimant name. I made a booking for Sue Test. And there it is right now. Now, anything blue is a hyperlink, which means you can click on it and it will take you somewhere. In this instance, it's going to open the case. But before I click on the blue hyperlink, I just want to show you a couple of things that are on this, this main open bookings page. If I scroll across, I can see the kind of booking that's been made. I can see who it's been made for. I can see the service that's been booked. I can see what doctor it's been booked for. I can see the date of the assessment and the time. I can see the time zone. I can also see that the appointment is in progress. It isn't cancelled. It hasn't been rescheduled. Yeah, and it also doesn't say attended. So this appointment is one that's still to be had. I can see that it's telehealth. I can see that I still have to upload documents, and I can see that I've uploaded 13 documents already. And I can hover over them and see what those documents are. I can, of course, double click and I can download those. They will open on the Amazon AWS portal, which will look exactly the same as if you double clicked and downloaded it to your desktop. The only difference is it's secure. It looks the same, but it will only download onto the Amazon portal, so your security is maintained. Okay, let's go and open the case. So I'm going to double click on the blue link for Ms. Sue Test. Oops. All right, what we can see here is basically all the details of the booking. So starting from the top are all the details of what I have booked as a case manager. I can see that I've booked in with Dr. Jones on the 12th of August at 12 o'clock on the Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne time zone. I can see that it's a telehealth assessment. I can see that it's a workers' compensation Western Australia booking. And I can scroll down. I can see all the documentation that I've uploaded. And again, there's that cheat window. So at any time, if you're not sure whether you've uploaded, for example, the latest imaging, then you can just go over the little cheat window, hover over it, and it will show you what it is that you've uploaded. Alternatively, you can double click and you can open the full document. The doctors have the same thing, which is a fantastic tool. It's very much about saving time and helping you find the documents you need as quickly as possible. Now, the other thing you'll see here are the yellow icons. Now, these are system-generated emails. When you make a booking, the system will automatically send you a confirmation of the booking time, the booking date, the means of the assessment, meaning is it face-to-face or is it telehealth, who you've made the booking with, and so on. What we're looking at right now is the email confirmation that went to Dr. Jones about the booking that the case manager has made. And this one here is the booking confirmation that went to the referrer, went to me as case manager, Sue, around the booking for the examinee Sue test. I can also see the telehealth link that my examinee will need to click when they're ready to start the assessment. Now, anytime there's any interaction on the case, it could be a chat, it could be a cancellation, it could be a reschedule, the system will send you an email to let you know what's going on. We've built this platform to leave a trail. We want anybody to be able to pick up a case and follow what has happened, by whom, and at what time and date. So a trail has always been left through the platform. Now, if you needed to add extra documents, again, it's just as simple as a drag and drop. I'm just going to grab one, got to drop it in there. The system again asks me, have I uploaded all the documentation? In this instance, I'm going to say yes, all supporting documentation has been uploaded. Now that will automatically turn off the reminders to me because I don't need reminding anymore. I've already provided all documentation. Okay, a couple of other things that I wanted to show you. One of the biggest frustrations for a case manager, a lawyer, a paralegal, a booking manager is when you need to get information to or from your medico-legal expert, but you can't get to them directly. We don't want that to happen with MEDirect. MEDirect is all about direct liaison with your medical expert. So we have built this little icon here. This is the MEDirect in-platform chat, and it allows you to chat to your medico-legal expert directly. We don't get involved in it. The communication goes directly between you and the doctor. So this is perfect for scenarios where, for example, the examinee might be getting imaging today and their appointment's tomorrow, and you want to let the doctor know that they'll be bringing the source files with them. It could be a notification of, that your examinee is particularly anxious. It could be once you've received the report, you might actually have a clarification. This is not a supplementary report. Supplementary report is when you have additional information that you'd like the medical expert to comment on. A clarification is when there's something that's not quite clear to you and you'd like a little bit further information or detail from the medical expert. So let's open this up and have a look at what this looks like. Okay, I just clicked on the icon. Now, here's the pane that I can write on. Dear Dr. Jones, could you please call me about the report? I have a query about the prognosis. I am available Tuesday morning on phone number, whatever, and send it. Now the system will send a note to the doctor and it will say, Dear Dr. Jones, you've received a chat from case manager Sue regarding the case for Miss Sue test. The doctor then will receive that email, they'll click on the link and they'll be opening the portal to read your message. We don't ever send what the message is via email. That would be a breach in privacy, but we always alert the doctor and we alert you whenever a chat has been received or a chat has happened between each of you, so that you know to go on and to read the chat and to respond. A couple of other things that I wanted to show you first before moving across to the doctor's side. Now, the first thing is this one here, rescheduling. We know that from time to time, examinees will need to reschedule an appointment, and we also know how frustrating it can be to have to cancel the appointment, do another search, find the date, upload the documents. We don't want you to have to do that. The MEDirect platform has been designed to make it really easy and really enjoyable, even enjoyable to use the platform. So if you need to reschedule, it's as easy as pressing this button here, finding a new date, selecting it, and that's it. So the whole appointment has now been picked up. It's been moved from this date on the 12th of August. Oh, that was clever of me. I've moved it to an hour and a half later. I should have watched that. But regardless, it's been picked up and it's been moved to another date, another time on the same date. And the system says this is the appointment that is now in progress. I could do this any number of times. I'll show you again. I'm going to pick a different date this time, 23rd of August. Pick it up, press select, and the appointment gets moved. And the system tells you that one was rescheduled, this appointment was rescheduled, and this is the one that's in progress. This can happen any number of times. Now, every time a reschedule happens, whether it's rescheduled by yourself or whether it's been rescheduled by the doctor, the system will send you out an email confirmation, and it will also send the doctor an email confirmation. And again, these are held here on the case documents file. Again, we want to leave a trail so that anybody could see at what time, at what date, any communication or interaction happened on the case or activity. So let's have a look at this one. Dear Dr. Jones and Sue, this is to confirm that Sue rescheduled the appointment for the upcoming medico-legal assessment. We talk about the previous date and time and the new date and time. Again, the telehealth link is there. And if you want to ever download that and add that to your case file, you simply double click and download it. So everything that's here and held in digital form, you can also download and add to your own case management system if that's how you operate. Okay, there's one last feature that I wanted to show you on your MEDirect booking portal, and that is the secure and switch function. Now, we know how difficult it can be to get appointments with some specific doctors. Now, if you've got an appointment and then your examinee says, oh, I can't make it, I need to cancel, or you resolve the case and you still want to keep that appointment, you can press the secure and switch button here, and you can switch one examinee in for another without losing that appointment. So you simply select the button. It will ask you, are you sure? Do you want to delete the current examinee? You'll say yes, and then you'll fill in the new details. But the appointment will be held with that doctor on your behalf, and you'll be able to enter in new details for another examinee. So that's the MEDirect booking platform. Really nice and easy to use. There are separate logins for every team member. We can actually set you all up as one team. We can have a couple of people sharing logins as well, so that if you've got part-time workers who are working on the same caseload, they can keep bookings and interactions moving forward. So that's what the MEDirect booking portal looks like from the referrer's perspective. Now, there's one other thing now that I'd like to show you, and that's what it looks like for the doctor's perspective. Now, MEDirect is it's a practice management system for doctors. I'm going to go ahead and log out here. So, so we've built this so that doctors don't need to be using a medico-legal broker. They can operate independently and have a really secure and easy to use software platform. We know in every state and scheme that prices are getting leaner and leaner. There's always downward pressure on prices, and that makes it less exciting for a medico-legal expert to be involved in gazetted fee schemes. There's no surprise about that. But this is particularly true when medico-legal experts also have to pay commissions to intermediary brokers. So with MEDirect, we keep it extremely lean. We remove the need for a medico-legal expert to have to work through an intermediary broker, and we give them a fully automated technology platform that makes it really easy, cost-effective and time-effective for them to manage that medico-legal work. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a look behind the scenes at what the practice management system looks like for the medico-legal expert. So let's take a look. They log in the same way that you do through the MEDirect page, www.medidirect.com.au. But in this instance, instead of logging in as a referrer, they log in as a medical expert. I'm going to log in as Dr. Jones, so the doctor that we just made that booking for. Okay, I'm now in as Dr. Jones. A couple of things you'll notice is that there's a lot more functionality here for Dr. Jones. For Dr. Jones, this is a practice management system. It's not a booking portal. For you, it's a booking portal. So for a doctor, there's a lot more functionality. The doctor will create their reports on this secure portal. The doctor will issue the report to you. The doctor will communicate directly to you through the platform. They'll issue their invoices. They'll reconcile their invoices. They'll download all of their medico-legal billings and reconciliations to their bookkeeper through the platform. So it really is an all-in-one practice management system for a doctor to operate their entire medico-legal business through the platform. And most importantly for the doctor is also they can control their time, which is really important. They want to be able to know that they're not quarantining appointments that don't get filled. Time is money for you and for the doctor. So if they've got available appointments on their calendar, they can come in, cancel the appointment and reallocate it to clinical work if they choose to. Okay, let's go ahead and have a look at the booking. I'm in the Open Bookings tab right now. I'm going to do a search for Sue Test, which of course is the booking that we just made. Okay, there it is, Sue Test. As per the booking page, anything blue is a hyperlink. So if I open it, it's going to open up the case, which is what's happening right now. I'm now in the case for Miss Sue Test. As Dr. Jones, I can see right at the top of the page all the details regarding the booking that was made for Sue Test. I can see who made the booking. I can see what company the referrer works for. I've got their email address. Generally, I have the case manager's phone number as well, which makes it really easy to communicate if they need to make a phone call rather than using the in-platform chat. I've even got the details of the examinee if I need to use that as a doctor. If I scroll down, I can see every bit of activity that's happened on this case. I can see that it's been rescheduled twice, and I can see that the appointment that's in progress is going to be held on the 23rd of August at 1:30 p.m. If I move across to the Case Documents tab, I can see all the documents that Case Manager Sue has uploaded. As for the booking page, there's also the cheat window that gives me a very quick and easy glance at what the documents are. This is a really good benefit for a doctor. We all know that often documentation includes information that's not so relevant for the medico-legal expert. So this enables them to quickly identify the bits of information that's most important for them. And if they want to, they can also come in here and they can rename it. So they're not picking up the same piece of paper 2, 3, 4 times, essentially. So I've renamed that there. Just a really easy way for a doctor to prioritise the key bits of documentation that they need. Okay, let's have a look at the Report Creation tab. Now, doctors will use voice to text, they'll use Dragon, they'll have their own typists, they use all manner of things. And the MEDirect platform enables them to use whatever they prefer. We don't dictate. It's really up to them to use what they're comfortable with and what's going to be most efficient for them. So they go ahead, they pick the appointment date of the examination, they pick the report template, bearing in mind that doctors could be working across workers' compensation, they could be working across motor vehicle, medical negligence, public liability, you name it, and each different sector and scheme has a different expert witness code of conduct. Okay, I picked my report template. The system has now generated my report template. I'm going to open it up and actually I'm going to open it up and show you what this looks like. But we have a cheat window here, so the doctor can do a quick perusal. Now, if they double click, it will open the document. Okay, you're now looking at the report template and you can see that all the details of the referrer has been sucked in from the booking platform. So all the information about you as the referrer is sucked into the report template, so the doctor or his or her transcriptions don't need to type that. Similarly, all the details that were entered by the case manager, the lawyer, the paralegal regarding the examinee, that's also included. Date of birth, date of injury, who they work for, the means of the assessment. The expert code of witness is included. All the headings that the doctor likes to use is included, and the typist can come along and type directly into the template. Now, the important thing for an insurer to know is that the report is being typed on the Amazon AWS server, on the Amazon portal. This means, again, we are securing, or it's the most secure portal that's currently in existence internationally. It means that typists and doctors are not downloading reports to their desktop, which is a highly insecure activity. So we ask all typists or doctors to write their reports on the platform because it maintains security. Now, another thing I won't be able to show you, but it's a really cool function, is the dictate. This is our voice to text dictate. I can't show it to you now because obviously I'm using the microphone for Zoom. But if I wasn't, I could click on this and I could start to speak into the template and it would pick up my words and start to write them in. Oh, there you go. It has picked up my words and it started to write into the template, full stop. We have quite a number of doctors who are already using the voice to text functionality, full stop. If we're starting to look at efficiencies in time and efficiencies in cost, how do we return reports to referrers sooner? How do we make it more cost effective to create and dispatch a report? This is a very obvious way for a doctor to start to create their reports without needing to dictate into WAV files and then send them across to transcriptionists. Full stop. They love it. It's a really great feature. We probably have about 25% of all of our doctors using this feature. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this. Like that. And then that's going to save back onto the platform. So I've just got to get out of this screen and I'm going to now share the document again. Okay, so we're now back in the Create Reports tab. I've gone and dictated in or had typed in my report into the template. You can see that there. And I'm now going to send my report to my referrer. Take a look at how easy this is. Turn it into a PDF, which I can revert back if I want to go back to Word and do a supplementary report. I can do that. I'm going to PDF it, send the report. I'm going to pick the template that tells me to send the report to my referrer. The system then completes a really nice little email from the doctor to say, thank you for giving me the assessment. And then we press send and the report is sent off to you, the referrer. Now, what we're finding in terms of changed medico-legal expert behaviour is that doctors are getting reports off much sooner. They are writing the reports, they're coming back and editing it to make sure that what they thought they'd written is what they've actually written. They're checking details and they're sending it off directly to you. And this means you can make a case management decision so much quicker. The data says that every day a case management decision is delayed costs the scheme $600. So if we can trim that by, even 2, 3, 4 days, even a week, that's going to save the scheme an awful amount of money. And we know that from doctors, they're saying that they're dispatching their reports so much quicker. We know from a personal perspective, they are finding their work-life balance is significantly better because they're able to see an examinee, write a report, send it off very quickly. And also, when you have a question, that's coming through this chat box. The in-platform chat, you can see the one that I wrote when I was a referrer. When you get the report, you're able to write to the doctor really quickly. They receive it, it's still fresh in their memory, and they get back to you straight away. When you have delays in communication, people forget the examinee. They forget the examination. They've got to look up the documents again, and sometimes the time's not right, causes further delay. But when you can get speed of communication, the communication is still fresh, you can get the answers much sooner, and you're going to be able to get a much higher quality response from your medico-legal expert because the examination is fresh in their mind. Okay, so I'm going to head back to the case documents, and I'm just going to show you as well that the report has now been sent. So for a doctor, this is an entire platform that enables them to run their medico-legal business directly with you without the need for an intermediary. It's much more cost effective, and when it's much more cost effective, it means they're much happier doing work, particularly for gazetted schemes. And for non-gazetted schemes, because they don't need to factor in commissions of 25 up to 50% to a medico-legal broker, it means they can afford to reduce the cost of the report for you, but they also at the same time receive a fee increase because they're not having to account for those large commissions. So that's just about everything I wanted to show you. That's the MEDirect platform. We can also enable you to set up preferred doctors if you have ones that have been approved by your organisation. We can send you a list and you can let us know which ones are the preferred doctors that you'd like your teams to use. And of course, if there's any queries that you have, and if there's any way that you'd like MEDirect to become involved, potentially with any concerns or issues that you have, of course, we undertake that function for you as well. Yes, we are a technology platform that makes it really easy and efficient and effective to make your bookings and receive your reports, but we also are here to support you, our referrer, and to ensure that you get the customer satisfaction and the customer service that you need. So thanks for your time today.